Selena Oakley. Good morning, Miss Oakley.
Good morning.
Same thing. I think you saw Judge Hamilton. I don't think it was me. You pled guilty to no seatbelt driver and operating a vehicle in expired plate. Those were from May 20th, 2021. And that we saw you on 9/27/2022. That's when you entered those pleas. You also pled guilty to a theft on 9/27/2022. You came in to see us, and Judge Hamilton, I believe, told you to do a job search. And a job search means that if you get a job, you come back and set a payment plan. If you don't get a job, we have an indigency hearing to talk about community service, and you never came back. What happened?
There's not really an excuse for it, but we were moving at the time. My grandma had gotten kicked out of the Lincoln Street house, and I mean, I could have came by. I should have came by, but I was just really busy. But I was
busy doing what?
We were helping my grandma move out of my aunt's house to turn around and help her move back into my aunt's house. It's a really confusing thing. We had to help move the campers, my parents. We had to move them. We had to move my Aunt Donna. We were just really busy moving. It was a chaotic mess, honestly, that could have been avoided if we all would have thought smarter
So
about it.
on the 4 at KPS, you owe $14.74 with $300 jail credit. As of today, you owe $11.74. Is somebody, aunt, mom, dad, yourself, going to be able to pay $1,174?
Not today, no ma'am.
Who were you driving in the car with yesterday?
I was actually with my friend Dakota Horton. I was sitting in the back seat, and Dakota got pulled over for expired tags.
And then there you are, they checked everybody.
Yeah, they just pulled me out.
You have friends that can bring you to my court.
Yeah, I didn't actually really know Dakota back then. I actually just met him. I was there to help him organize his stuff. And then he was taking me back home. I didn't know Dakota I don't know him too well. And
so nobody's gonna be, did you know you had these warrants?
Yes, I did. But my grandma and my dad both got their cars working.
Okay, so $11.74, is anybody going to be able to come pay that?
Not today, no ma'am.
And what's your source of income, or your household source of income?
Well, I was working on the job search. I actually got a few calls back, but I really get my food stamps still. That's how I pay my way at my house.
How do you pay rent with food stamps?
Because I'll put $500 worth of food in the house instead of giving them like $200 for rent. It's my aunt, so.
So you get food stamps, and your contribution is food.
Yeah, I make sure there's food in the house for everybody to eat.
Do you have children?
Yes, I do.
So that's why you get $500 worth of.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, how old
I
are
have
they?
one child. He's 3. He'll be 4.
Who's taking care of him right now?
My parents are.
Is that a safe place for him?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do y'all get HUD housing?
No, ma'am.
So everybody kind of lives together. It's multi-generational living.
Yeah.
And does everybody get help?
No, not everybody. My grandma, they get Social Security and stuff like that, but they get like $100 worth of food stamps. It doesn't really help out too much.
Do they own the house?
No, they're renting it out.
So y'all rent that house over in Houston?
Yes, ma'am. Or my aunt owns that one.
Okay, but your aunt owns that house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to find that you're indigent, but you failed to make a good faith effort to discharge the fine and court costs. You sure could have done that without any undue hardship. Therefore, you're remanded on what is now $11.74. Let me tell you how many more days that is. So $11.74 divided by 150. I've already given you today and yesterday. So it's another 8 days unless somebody comes and pays. Any amount they pay reduces the time that you sit it out. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Do they have to pay it in full for me to get out?
Yes.
Okay.
So, but every day it goes down $150.
Okay.
There's no reason for you not to have a job, Miss Oakley.
I understand.
There's all these jobs that people are dying to have people help them, and nobody shows up. So you could have a job, and I don't understand why you don't. Okay, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. You can return to your pod.